Matt, can you get God?
Okay, Courtney, you're live now.
Great, thank you. Welcome everyone to the Outreach and Oversight Committee meeting for Transform Fresno. We're going to go ahead and give it a few moments to let everybody hop on to the Zoom and then we'll get started. Thank you for joining. Hey, Gavin, can we see the videos of all the the panelists, please?
If they're showing, that's what show. There's only one person that has the camera on.
Oh, okay. Can we show all the panelists, at least their names, the boxes?
Okay, there you go, but that kind of makes it difficult, I think, for CMAC. Because this is what is being broadcast on the television is this small squares.
Okay, that's fine then. Thank you. If I could ask the committee to turn on your videos so we could see you. If you don't feel comfortable, that's fine.
Is that Miguel by himself on the dais?
Yes, it is. Like any other Thursday.
Looks like we got a good amount of people. If we want to go ahead and get started.
All right. Thank you, Courtney. Well, first, I want to start off by saying thank you to all of everyone who's joining us today. We are trying to accommodate those who want to be here in person as well as virtually. As you can see, in person, it's only myself for the moment, but the chambers are open for those who want to be here in person, and the rest of our communities and members of the Oversight Committee are joining us via Zoom. So thank you again for joining us today for this update to the public. I'm hoping it's informative for everyone who joins us. And please, if you have any questions, put them on the chat box. We'll try and get responses as each of the speakers provide us an update. With that, Courtney, you have the floor.
Thank you. Matt, can you go ahead and share the screen, please? So hello, everyone. My name is Courtney Espinoza, and I am the program manager for Transform Fresno, the City of Fresno's Transformative Climate Community Grant. See if my clicker works. Great, thank you. Welcome and thank you all for joining us at the Transform Fresno Outreach and Oversight Committee quarterly meeting. We do have some simultaneous translation services available in Spanish, Hmong, and Punjabi tonight. All participants should join a language channel in order to listen and communicate with participants. First, select the interpretation globe at the bottom of the screen, and then choose your preferred language. We also have live transcript. I'm sorry, we do not have live transcripts right now. Now I would like to ask our Spanish interpreter to go ahead and provide the instructions in Spanish.
Muy buenas noches a todos. Bienvenidos a la reunión. Para esta reunión vamos a tener interpretación simultánea a través de la reunión. Para seleccionar la interpretación, si usted está usando una computadora, usted va a seleccionar el icono que aparece un mundo abajo de su pantalla. Si usted está usando un celular o una tableta, sus opciones son diferentes. Usted va a seleccionar los tres puntitos indicando más opciones en la parte derecha inferior de su pantalla, o a veces dice more options o más opciones. Así es que después de que seleccione ya sea el mundo o los tres puntitos en su diapositivo, usted va a seleccionar el lenguaje de español. Después usted va a seleccionar Mute Original Audio o poner el audio original en silencio para que de esta manera no escuche un eco en inglés. Y por último, le invitamos a que someta cualquier comentario o que usted tenga o que levante su mano para que usted pueda compartir en su lenguaje. Y aquí estaremos para participar. For anybody who is a monolingual English speaker only, we do invite you to also select interpretation so that this way, if we do have any Spanish or Hmong or Punjabi community members who want to speak up, you will be able to hear the interpretation in real time. And this way, everybody will be able to fully participate.
Thank you, Reina. Can I also have our Hmong interpreter give the same instructions in Hmong, please?
nhớ trong sẽ tỏ ra tan ra cho nét gì cái tên này cha sẽ đâu nét cô là công bên đó lúc trong sĩ thả mà nó dây lúc trong giờ bây giờ là thả gì cho tao bây sẵn tôi hay cho lù sẽ là môn chỉ là chỉ lù đã chỉ ra bé giờ hai tên này sám lù mong có lù mong nó sao lù mong này chỉ nên cả trong đó khó hay là interpretation nên giống một lù ấy trong gọi là tê lúc lơm nhớ cho họ cả thầu nên cả cho họ nên sai khó trong mong nữa cho nên cho trong mong nên thì điều nó bé mỗi cho lù ăn kín để nó sai ô luôn mong cho nên á giờ hai tên này một lù đã chi nó lọt thọ nên sau này cho lù nhớ trong đó khó hiểu nữa lọt tàu hồ sĩ thế chỉ ta lên đấy giờ nên họ hồ sở tông nên họ xã hải lù nó là nên nè họ để sai tệ nữa mà lấy cha chỉ là mà lấy hú nên tất cả và cho chơi cho lấy chế nên lo hải cho lù đó ít thứ ju ở trong đó. Thank you.
Thank you. And if I can ask our Punjabi interpreter to go ahead and give those same instructions.
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ, ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਵਿੱਚ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜ਼ੂਮ ਲਈ ਇੰਟਰਪ੍ਰੀਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਫੀਚਰ ਔਨ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ। ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਇੰਟਰਪ੍ਰੀਟ ਹੋਵੇਗੀ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼, ਸਪੈਨਿਸ਼, ਮਾਂਗ ਅਤੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਵਿੱਚ। ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਪਿਊਟਰ ਤੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਦੇ ਨੀਚੇ ਗਲੋਬ ਦਾ ਸਾਈਨ ਦਿਖੇਗਾ। ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਫੋਨ ਤੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਦੇ ਨੀਚੇ ਸੱਜੇ ਹੱਥ ਤੇ 3 ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਦਿਖਾਈ ਦੇਣਗੇ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੇ ਕਲਿੱਕ ਕਰੋ ਅਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਹੋ ਉਸਨੂੰ ਸਿਲੈਕਟ ਕਰੋ। ਜੇਕਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਕਾਰਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਓਰੀਜਨਲ ਸਪੀਕਰ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਉਸ ਇੰਟਰਪ੍ਰੀਟਰ ਤੋਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਸਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਵਕਤ ਓਰੀਜਨਲ ਆਡੀਓ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਊਟ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਸ਼ੁਕਰੀਆ ਜੀ।
Thank you. Tonight's meeting is being recorded and publicly broadcasted on CMAC and live streamed at the City of Fresno's Facebook page. It will also be posted on the Transform Fresno website at www.transformfresno.com and Transform Fresno's YouTube page to view after this meeting's over. Participation in the meeting will be considered consent to be recorded. During the meeting, you will have an opportunity to comment and ask questions about the topics we are discussing. For those of you that are new to Zoom, if you would like to speak, please use the raised hand feature on Zoom or press *9 on your telephone. You can choose the raise hand button under the participants section or by clicking on the reactions and choose raise hand. Once it is your turn to speak, you will be called on to unmute yourself. Here's the agenda for tonight's meeting. Pretty short agenda in the fact that I will be presenting a high-level update for each Transform Fresno project and plan. We also have project partners available online and in person for more specific questions regarding certain projects. There will also be a time for general public comment as well. So for those of you that are new to Transform Fresno, I like to start with some basic information. Here's a map showing the green outline of the Transform Fresno project area. $66.5 million in TCC funding matched with $122 million in local funding for a total of $188 million worth of investments into this 5 square mile project area. This equates to 24 different projects with 11 different local partners, all centered around environmental and economic solutions. The implementation of these projects started April 2019, and we have until July 2024 to complete them all. We are about halfway through the performance period, and all projects are moving forward on time and within budget. This map identifies the locations of most of the projects in orange. Some do not have specific locations, but all focus on serving the residents and businesses within the Transform Fresno project area. Project number 1, the Monarch at Chinatown. It's a 4-story housing complex that will provide 56 single-family apartments, and it's adjacent to the planned high-speed rail station that will be built in 2028. Progress made to date includes PG&E has completed all their Rule 20 work, finished framing all 4 stories of the building. They've installed plumbing, electrical, mechanical equipment, and they've began sheetrocking and fireproofing the building. Over the next few months, storefront windows, building windows, exterior sunshades, and exterior doors will also be installed. The parking garage concrete will be poured and the roof will be finished. Construction is expected to be complete August 2022. Sidewalk, lighting, and trees should be completed summer 2022 as well. This project is in partnership with the Fresno Housing Authority. The Housing Authority will be starting an interest list in April 2022 for folks that desire to live there. Signage will be put up with a phone number and web address regarding getting placed on the interest list. And then full applications will be accepted shortly after that from those specifically on that interest list. So for more information, go ahead and contact the Fresno Housing Authority. Project number 2 is a partnership with Fresno EOC to provide residents with within the project area with free solar and free weatherization measures on their homes. These solar systems are generally worth about $20,000, and the resident pays nothing and owns the system outright after it's built. They are responsible for the maintenance moving forward, though. Weatherization comes in many forms: new water heaters, windows, doors, ceiling cracks, and minor construction. To date, 19 homes have received solar, 44 have received energy efficient measures, and 68 applications have been approved. In the next few months, 7 additional homes will receive solar and 6 will receive energy efficient measures. 20 plus homes are waiting for roof repair and replacement and are all in the pipeline for future solar installs. There will be an upcoming community outreach event, and that is scheduled for December 11th and December 18th. Project number 3 is a partnership with Grid Alternatives. where they will install 115 single-family solar on single-family homes through July 2024. This equates to about 404 kilowatts of solar within the project area. These solar installs are 100% free to the homeowner, and they own their system outright, saving them thousands of dollars on their energy costs. These pictures represent the homeowner on the left by the grid sign with two trainees that are gaining the on-the-job experience on how to install solar. Also, as a part of this program, the homeowners are encouraged to donate their time during installation and are actively involved in the process. Unfortunately, installations and training slowed during the pandemic, but Grid expects to install another 20 systems in 2022. Grid was also able to develop an additional revenue stream to help offset the cost of roof repairs and electrical panel upgrades in order to support a new solar system installation for the homeowner. Project number 4 is the multifamily solar project with Grid Alternatives and the Fresno Housing Authority. We are installing solar systems on 6 housing authority complexes, with one complex being a senior-only complex. To date, Bridges at Florence has been completed and Sequoia Courts is in progress. That should be completed within the next 3 months. Another benefit to this program is that they are providing job training and certification for residents interested in learning how to install solar. So once these trainees have completed the program, they are ready for a permanent job at a solar company. Grid has also committed to training 102 people interested in solar installation careers, and it's one of the fastest growing industries, especially in California. To date, they have trained 63 people to be solar installers. Project number 5 is a Class 1 trail along the Fanning Ditch alignment in Southwest Fresno and will be built out by the City of Fresno Public Works Department. This is located from Thorn Avenue to west, just south of California Avenue, and just under a mile in length. This project will plant over 100 trees along the trail and install lighting for pedestrians and bicyclists. This is part of the city's trail master plan and will hopefully connect all the way to downtown one day. To date, we've established site control with all property owners for potential right-of-way construction of the trail, issued an RFQ for design consultant, and subsequently awarded a contract to a design firm to conduct community engagement on the design features of the trail, along with producing the final design plans. Community outreach for design input will start in the first quarter of 2022. So please be on the lookout for those meeting announcements. The Green Trails Project is a partnership with the U.S. Green Building Council of Central California. This program includes a bicycle trail design outreach process for Project 5, the one we just talked about. Outreach will engage residents and stakeholders in the planning and design of the trail while promoting the use of bike trails and educating riders on safe practices. Again, the community engagement is scheduled for the first quarter of 2022. Other outreach for this project is in the form of bicycle education workshops. To date, the U.S. Green Building Council of Central California has held 6 bicycle education classes, created a website and video with active transportation information, and organized a bike to school event at Edison High School this last year. Future events are planned for 2022. Project number 6, the Chinatown Urban Greening Project, will install urban greening improvements on Mariposa, F Street, Kern Street, and China Alley. Trees will be planted and lighting installed along the sidewalks at every 30 feet along the streets represented by the blue lines on this picture. A permeable paving and community chosen design features will also be installed along China Alley, which is identified by the yellow dashes. This project is managed by our Public Works Department. 30% design plans have been reviewed and approved by the city. Several stakeholder meetings and 1 community input workshop has been conducted. And then over the next 3 months, another community meeting will be held and 60 to 90% design will be completed by the consultant. Project number 7 is the Clean Shared Mobility Network project and will provide a low carbon transit system of electric vehicles and bicycle shares to provide low cost or no cost services throughout the project area. This will include an EV car sharing program with below market rate for lower income members to include 34 electric cars, EV van pool to employment centers with 8 vans, an electric bike share with a fleet of 200 bikes. Electric vehicle charging infrastructure, both level 2 and level 3 systems will be installed for cars and vans within the project area. There will be a mobility hub that is stood up, providing a physical location for engaging with the program. This program consists of many partners within the mobility network, with Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce as the lead. 6 EV charging stations have been installed at Fresno Housing Authority locations throughout the project area. They have begun engaging the community on a monthly basis in site selection of EV charging stations, secured a facility for a Clean Shared Mobility Network hub, and began advertising and marketing campaign. Over the next few months, the bicycle program and ADA van pool implementation will begin. Future in-person engagement events are also planned, along with collaborating with Bike Fresno. Project number 8, this is the first Transform Fresno project that has been completed. We're excited about that. Project 8 is the Annandale Mode Shift project, and that installed approximately 14,070 square feet of sidewalk, approximately 1,196 linear feet of class 2 bike lanes, and signage for approximately 1,000 linear feet of a class 3 bike lane on East Annandale Avenues between South Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and South Elm Avenue. The project closed a gap of pedestrian pathways on the street that links an elementary school, community building, health clinic, and current affordable housing sites. This project partner is Self-Help Enterprises. A community engagement event was held in October, announcing the project was complete and showing off the new infrastructure, as you can see in these pictures. Project number 5 is the Mariposa Plaza Activation Project, and that will reflect significant downtown plaza and enhance its connection to the future high-speed rail station. Renovations will include tree planting, landscaping, installation of permeable paving, and a rainwater capture pavilion. This historic free speech area and community event area of downtown will also host local artwork, canopies for shade, and a public pavilion. The project is managed by the city of Fresno, and we currently are in the design stages of the project, with construction planned to begin April 2022. This space will be a flexible space for a variety of outdoor events. Several stakeholder meetings and one community engagement workshop was held to gain design feature input from the community. Another community engagement opportunity is our pop-up event that is scheduled for this Saturday, December 11th at 2 p.m. at the plaza itself. This pop-up event will coincide with the parade and tree lighting ceremony in Mariposa Plaza. So we invite everyone to come out and let us know what you think about the potential design features. Project number 11 is the Southwest Urban Forest Expansion Project. The city of Fresno, along with partnerships with Every Neighborhood Partnership and Tree Fresno, has planted 295 trees along existing sidewalks in street medians, park strips, and parks within Southwest Fresno. The locations include the Jensen median from 41 to MLK, Elm medians from Ventura to Jensen, Fruit and Jensen Buffer, Tupman Park, and Chandler Park. The oval pictures are of the tree planting event at Tupman and Chandler Parks on October 31st of last year. It was part of the Keep Fresno Beautiful initiative. We were able to utilize some cost savings over the first part of this project, and we plan to plant an additional 100 trees along the sidewalks and medians around Jensen and Elm Avenues in the spring of 2022. That will make nearly 400 trees planted in Southwest Fresno on this project alone. Project number 12 is the Yosemite Village Permaculture Garden and Urban Farm Incubator, lovingly called Yoville Community Garden. It's a 7-acre plot that sat empty, and they've transformed it into a lush green garden, as you can see in these pictures. Together with the Fresno Metro Ministry and the Fresno Housing Authority, this space has been transformed into a thriving resident-led community garden with native habitat, insectaries, fruit trees, a greenhouse, a walking path, composting site, and shade pavilion. This garden uses organic and permaculture techniques, including non-mechanical, no-till, no-spray methods that can promote carbon sequestration and water conservation. Garden activities are integrated at the site with nutrition, cooking skills classes, and job training entrepreneurship opportunities. There are 94 community garden plots, a greenhouse for starting seeds, a storage container for equipment, and a monarch habitat planted on the site as well. 10 gardens plots are still available for residents. The garden team is always looking for volunteers on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. to help maintain the site. So if you'd like to come out and volunteer sometime, that would be excellent. There are also 3 half-acre demonstration parcels that will allow new farmers to learn these techniques to grow their own food. These plots are currently being farmed by local farmers, and the produce is being sold at the on-site farm stand and in farm boxes. As you can see in that one picture, that is a lot of radishes. These plots, so the farm stand is actually open on the 1st and 3rd Saturday of the month from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Continuous outreach efforts in 93706 include canvassing, educational presentations, tabling events, and social media posts. Upcoming events include a gardening workshop at the Southwest Fresno Library and composting collection workshops. Those dates are being finalized right now, and they will be on the Transform Fresno website when they are final. Project number 13 is a park at MLK Magnet Core. It is a project run by the City of Fresno Public Works Department and consists of design and construction of a new 9.5-acre public park in the center of a planned residential development that's adjacent to the new Fresno City College West Fresno satellite campus and on the west side of Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard between Church and Jensen Avenues. The city has purchased the park property and secured a design consultant. Several stakeholder meetings have been held to date, and the first community engagement workshop is scheduled for January 19th at 6 p.m., with the second one tentatively scheduled for March 2022. Notices for those meetings will be emailed, posted at local schools, given to local organizations for distribution, and posted on the Transform Fresno website. Park construction will include landscaping of 100 trees, low water use plantings, a walking path, irrigation, restrooms, utilities infrastructure, site furnishing, and LED lighting. Project number 14 is our Inside Out Community Garden. So through a partnership with Royal Roots Farm and Fresno EOC, the Inside Out Community Garden was created. Located at the Sunset Community Center, the Inside Out Community Garden consists of 3 raised bed planting boxes, 1 ADA accessible planting box, 5 fruit trees, a tool shed, and a composting box and picnic table. Youth programming at this site consists of regular community events, teaching the kids proper nutrition and tasting a variety of recipes. Cooking demonstrations are also held, and they're now streamed on YouTube. As you can see, the kids were involved every step of the way, including the planting of the vegetables, trees, and tasting the delicious food. Project number 15 is the Yoville Community Orchard, and it's embedded in the Yoville Community Garden site. Though originally planned for another site, Fresno Metro Ministry has taken on this project, allowing them to expand their community garden. It will consist of nearly an acre of over 120 citrus, stone fruit, and nut trees. They will plant and manage this orchard using organic and biodynamic practices. Located on the site will be bioswales utilizing the hugelkultur methods, where you bury previously removed wood and biomass, and that will capture carbon in the soil. The project aims to increase orchard management awareness, access to fresh fruit and nuts, access to shade, recreation, and positive health outcomes through picnic areas, walking paths, and experiential learning opportunities for the community. In the next few months, the design will be complete, incorporating community input for a walkable orchard. Purchase the trees and they will begin planting them. A community orchard design meeting will be held on December 10th from 3:30 to 5:30. There will also be community planting events held when the trees arrive. Projects 16 and 17, and those are connected and located just south of the St. Rest Plaza and on Elm Avenue and Reverend Chester Riggins Avenue. Project 16 will boast improvements to the St. Rest plus Food to Share site to achieve urban greening goals, heat island mitigation, landscapes, hardscapes, trees, irrigation systems, and a drainage to reduce greenhouse gases. Project 17 will establish the St. Rest plus Food to Share healthy food rescue and redistribution hub in Southwest Fresno. That will be located on the site. Once construction is complete, this food rescue distribution center will result in an annual recovery of over 1 million pounds of nutritious food that would have otherwise been wasted and instead redistributed to families experiencing food hardship and lack of financial means to purchase healthy food. Construction of the warehouse will begin in early 2022. There are also plans to expand the site and build a 2-story building to house classrooms, offices, meeting space, a USDA commercial kitchen to teach cooking and nutritional courses for residents in the community, and it will have a deck garden. This project is in partnership with Fresno Metro Ministry and St. Rest Baptist Church. Project 18 will develop a Fresno City College West Fresno campus on Church Avenue between Walnut and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. With a park-like setting and large trees of urban greening, new bicycle and pedestrian pathways of approximately 1 mile connect to the neighborhood's active transportation plan. This site will host 450 trees to maximize shading around the buildings and the pathways, landscaping with drought-resistant water plants, outdoor study spaces, and green infrastructure for stormwater retention and groundwater recharge. The new campus will provide residents with workforce training and educational pathways and will offer technical certificates and degree programs leading to both traditional and green economy employment outcomes and increased community health benefits. Fresno City College was able to leverage their $16.5 million of TCC funding with a $70 million school bond to create this campus. Construction began in October 2020 with site lighting, water feature formation, and reclaimed water service line installed. Structural steel and underground utilities are complete with the academic building exterior and interior in progress. Work continues on underslab utilities for the Advanced Transportation Center, pedestrian and bike paths, bioswales, water feature, and the erection of shade structures. An art competition continues as well to decide outdoor artwork for the campus. Community engagement will take place in preparation for the opening of the campus in late 2022, early 2023. So the next 4 projects are leverage-only projects that are not funded by TCC, but are a part of the TCC program as a whole. These projects target residents and infrastructure in the project area and will prove to be added benefits to the community as well. The Chinatown Property-Based Improvement District in Chinatown consists of a feasibility study, potential assessment of property, potential PBID formation, and a potential management district plan. Several stakeholder meetings have been held, and a Chinatown property owners meeting was held on November 4th of this year. Information shared by the property owners will help to finalize the feasibility study. This draft report will be completed by the end of this month and will be released to the public shortly after. The Plus Up Vehicle Program is a partnership with Fresno EOC and Valley Clean Air Now. This project will identify approximately 135 households that qualify for the Plus Up program and will provide approximately 50 vehicle replacements, 20 home charging stations, 10 home service panel upgrades, and 40 PG&E clean fuel rebate program incentives. To date, this program has provided 24 total vehicle replacements, distributed 12 EV battery plug-in vouchers, distributed 10 EV hybrid 35 miles per gallon vouchers, and 1 EV hybrid 25 to 34 MPG voucher. The City of Fresno's Department of Transportation has increased transit frequencies from 30 minutes to 15 minutes on Route 38 from downtown to Jensen and Cedar. Also incorporated is the purchase of 2 40-foot electric buses and the construction of an electric vehicle charging station that will occur in the near future. Additional service launched in January 2021, and last month FACTS received and deployed the electric buses. With additional buses on order, construction of the EV infrastructure will begin in early 2022. Offsite improvements will install active transportation infrastructure, including trails, sidewalks, bike lanes, as well as underground power lines, and make water utility and roadway improvements around the new Fresno City College West Fresno Satellite Campus and the park at MLK Magnet Corps. The boundaries of the projects are Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, Church, Jensen, and Walnut Avenues. The design consultant is working on the 60% plans and is coordinating with the college and West Creek Village Development Project. We are working on some environmental requirements as well, and construction is scheduled to start in spring of 2023. In partnership with Workforce Connection and United Truck Driving School, this project will focus on building a workforce with skills to operate and maintain advanced zero or near zero carbon emission vehicles. Recruitment and training for 200 qualified residents. The program will also offer a full recruitment plan, case management, job readiness, support services, and individual employment plans for enrolled participants. Free certified training from United Truck Driving School and Job Placement Services will place candidates for employment at a 95 to 100% rate. This 4-week program is designed to train residents in good paying jobs while increasing awareness on the availability and benefits of zero emission vehicles for the trucking industry. Students have started their one-on-one training and coursework, and 3 have graduated so far. 2 of them have received full-time jobs, and 1 of them is working a job out of the industry. 34 residents signed up at a recent community engagement outreach event and have begun the training program. The second workforce project is a partnership with State Center Community College and will train 143 people, targeting recruitment in the project area to be skilled, certified welders. Each participant that enters the program will have wraparound services to include supportive intake, mentorship, case management, training and instruction, interpersonal skills lab, employer outreach, and training placement. The first cohort began September and they have completed 2.5 months of training so far. Each participant also has the ability to take classes concurrently towards their AA degree at Fresno City College. Voice and the State Center Community College District have created a landing page for information relating to the program and how to apply, and are preparing to graduate the first cohort and begin the second cohort in the spring of 2022. State Center was also awarded a grant from Google to provide digital marketing advertising for the program of up to $10,000 a month. The community engagement plan was developed to establish a framework for community engagement throughout the project implementation. The main objectives are to provide consistent, transparent updates to the community, solicit community feedback in a coordinated manner, integrate community input into project implementation, and identify ways to activate TCC investments to ensure long-term sustainability. This rigorous but flexible plan leverages existing relationships with project partners while creating a space for formal inclusion of new community partners and the next generation of leaders across the 3 neighborhoods. Tasks and activities identified in this plan include 6 different categories. The prime community partner, which oversees community engagement activities as a whole. Media and communication, which oversees the website and social medias along with email blasts. Direct outreach is the dissemination of flyers to residents and businesses regarding Transform Fresno. Event coordination, which coordinates the annual Transform Fresno Summit. And this year is planned for spring of 2022. Leadership development, which is a partnership with Youth Leadership Institute and Fresno EOC Street Saints. And they are training youth in the project area in areas of civic engagement surrounding Transform Fresno initiatives. The second cohort of young people launched and are currently accepting applications on a rolling basis for kids ages 13 to 20 to participate. And the data and reporting portion is working with Thriven's group to gather data and reporting on community engagement activities throughout the project. The displacement avoidance plan outlines data, research, and policies that will be pursued through the city process in an effort to prevent displacement of businesses and residents in the project area. Our consultant Thriven's group has provided a draft report analyzing displacement vulnerabilities and recommending programs and policies to mitigate potential displacement. This draft report was published in the early summer. 4 community outreach workshops were held and input lasted 90 days over the summer. Information on the report and subsequent input from the community was compiled and presented at 2 anti-displacement task force meetings held in this last October. An additional anti-displacement task force workshop will be held on December 16th via Zoom to get recommendations from that committee. A workshop at the Planning Commission meeting on December 15th regarding the report and community input will be presented as an introduction for the commission with a follow-up meeting in January for their input and recommendations. Educational workshops and informational presentations are also being offered twice a year to residents and business owners within the project area. And those are focusing on first-time home buyers and small business development strategies. As Fresno continues on a truly transformative journey, we hope that these investments will just be the start. With $188 million in investments into the community, our goals are to improve the overall health of residents and provide environmental benefits through the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, expand access to education and training programs, provide high quality jobs for residents, and business development through capacity building of local organizations. We hope in turn these investments will spark future investments and improve the health for our community. I want to encourage everyone to visit the Transform Fresno website for more information and up-to-date project progress. Also, please subscribe to the newsletter on the website for notifications on community meetings, engagement information, volunteer opportunities, and much more. You can contact me directly at either phone number and email address on the screen. So with that, I'd like to open it up to any questions you may have.
Thank you, Courtney. If I may ask those members who are participating today with us, if they can specifically name the project number, and when you ask your question, that would be extremely helpful. So have that prepared. And thank you, Courtney, for your detailed presentation. It's such a significant update, more than 20 projects representing nearly $200 million. And I can tell you that this committee has done a really good job of making sure each project is on budget and on time. And so far, it looks like we're doing a heck of a job in meeting that goal. Personally, I have visited every project except for the truck driving and the welding that I know I'm going to get to in the next couple of months. And I am looking forward to the robust conversation on the Here to Stay report once the Planning Commission and the rest of the public has the opportunity to discuss some of those significant policy recommendations. With that, we'll go to anyone who has any questions. If you can raise your hand on Zoom, and we will identify you and address any questions you have about these projects. All right, I don't see any hands up. So going once, going twice. All right, I'm now going to ask any of the panel members and the committee members if they have any questions for us on any of these projects. I see one hand up. Mrs. Curry, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you very much. I really want to thank Courtney. I requested the last meeting that we have an update on all the projects. She did a fabulous job. I don't have any questions. I just want to say thank you and what a good job.
Thank you, Mrs. Curry.
Thank you, Mrs. Curry, and we'll refer the message to the mayor that Courtney deserves a raise. She's done
Yes,
a really good
please.
job. All right, next person is Mrs. Flores. You have the floor.
I just want to also say that this committee has really leaned in to really make sure that the intent of the projects are followed through. They have done such a tremendous job of staying informed, updated, and accessible to the community. We are here on behalf of the community to make sure that these projects are adhered to and implemented in the way that the community wanted them. So I just really want to say thank you to my fellow committee members, and then a big thank you to Courtney, because she is always rounding up the team and keeping us informed and is very responsive. So thank you all for all of your hard work. And Courtney, you've done a fabulous job. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandra.
Mrs. Rocha, you have the floor.
Yes, I just want to ditto certainly Sandra's comments and Mrs. Curry's, and yeah, do let the mayor know that Courtney deserves a raise. I think it's a wonderful presentation, a nice recap, and great job to all the partners that have been implementing the work. Thank you.
All right, before this becomes a Courtney show, I'm going to go ahead and ask for any other comments from the public on any of these projects. As you've seen, this committee meets regularly, and we make sure we get very in-depth updates of each of these projects to make sure that they stay on time and on budget. And so far, I think we've been successful in doing that. So if there's any other questions from the public on these projects, we can move on to the next agenda item. Courtney?
Well, that was really the entire agenda. We can go ahead and take public comments on anything else they would like to public comment on.
All right, thank you, Courtney. Any members of the public wishing to address this oversight committee in any manner not listed on the agenda? Raise your hand. All right, seeing none, any members of the panel wishing to address the oversight or to request any specific updates for future meetings? Please raise your hand. Okay, we see one. Mrs. Kimberly McCoy, you have the floor.
Thank you. And I just want to say thank you, Courtney, for that presentation and an update of all the projects. I would like to have the transportation, I can't remember, it just slipped my mind, Oscar Robertson's project to come back to the panel for an update. I did hear that 32 people have enrolled, but I know the goal was to have 200 people. So I just want to know how the recruitment is going and are they on target to meet their goal?
Okay.
He might be on.
If Oscar's on, we can let him address the question. If not, we can add it to a next meeting agenda.
Oscar, if you're on the line, please go ahead and raise your hand. Or anybody else that is a part of that project that would like to speak.
Okay. All right, well, we'll follow up, Courtney. We'll put on the next agenda for the Oversight Committee. And Courtney, I do have one request. I would request that you work with our office to put this on the council agenda. I think this very brief but in-depth presentation is very helpful for the council to understand, especially as we're considering investing some of the American Rescue Funds. There's additional opportunities for us to leverage some of these state and local investments. And I do think that's the only time the local press pays attention is during the regular council meeting. So I think it's important for the public to understand that all these projects of $188 million are moving forward and we're making steady progress. So
Will do.
if there's nothing else, then I'm going to be respectful of everyone's time and give you the gift of time back. We are going to finish this meeting 7 minutes early. So thank you all for the time and thank you, Courtney, again.
Thank you all.
The meeting's
Have a good
closed.
night.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.